Hello everyone, welcome to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Mel, and today on the table I will be continuing to paint the Euthia miniatures. In the last stream, I got everything close to done, but not final. So after the stream, Rob and I were kind of talking and we thought, I think there's enough here that we can continue painting again. So I have pretty much everything is exactly as it was, with one exception that I'll show you that I've kind of made a small adjustment to one of the minis. But everything else is pretty much exactly as it was when we left off in the last stream. So today we're just going to kind of continue from there, and we are going to get them to full finish today. Yeah, I think that is so far the plan. So thank you everyone for all of the kind words after the last stream. That was amazing. Everybody had such positive comments for me, and I really just appreciate it. Yeah. So hello, Tara, Janet, Daniel, Kanji, welcome. Hello, good morning, good morning. This is an early one, I know, so everyone's just waking up. So good morning, good morning. We'll have our coffee and tea together while we paint. There we go. So what I'll do is we'll go right down to the table and I'll show you kind of where we were at with everything and what change I made. So we'll get down and we'll look at that first. Kanji, you're awesome. Thank you. Jerry, good morning. Hello. So everything again is exactly pretty much how we left it, with the only exception being this rock monster. This rock monster, I had initially used a dark ink, like a black ink on him. And then when we were looking at the photos, we thought it looked a little bit too dark. We wanted to be more of brown. And then once I do a dry brush and wash and everything on him, I think that will look better. So the only change I've made is I've painted him more of a brown, and I believe I used this Army Painter Monster Brown, and I just kind of went over him. And again, I've left all of the crystals white because I want those to really pop in like a bluish white. We'll talk about that later. But so that's the only change that I made. Everything else is exactly the same state it was in when we left the last stream. Yogi says, so Rob is in bed and he's got you working? No, Rob is awake. He is awake doing other things. Possibly priming other minis for me to paint when these are done. So I think to go over kind of what we need to do. So this Griffin is pretty much done, other than we'll do something fun for the base. I think I was looking at him and I might do a little bit more dry brushing on him. Not needed, but maybe just to pop things out a little bit more. But really happy with that. This dragon, so he's now dry. I think he was a little bit wet at the end of the last episode. So we've kind of darkened the wings. I did 2 dark washes on the bottom of the wings as well as down the spine. What I plan to do next is I'm going to do a full dark wash on him. So that'll be like a 3rd dark wash along the bottom of the wings and along the spine. And then we'll do a dry brush. We'll paint up the rocks and everything on that one. Again, for this guy, we're just going to do the crystals. I'm going to do a wash on him before I do the crystals. And in my head, that is just because I want the crystals to be bright. I don't want them to be dulled down in any way. Maybe what I'll do after they're done is just do a little bit in the crevices, but I don't even know if I want to do that yet because I want it all to be bright there. So my plan is to do a wash on him like this. And then once he's dry, we'll start working on the crystals. And then what I've also done off stream, there's a few spots that I think I missed, is anywhere that I got paint on where I want the crystals to go, I just kind of touched them up with white. So I just did that off stream as well, so that we can make those as bright as possible. For the characters, they're pretty much all good. So these characters over here, these 4, they have all been washed and dry brushed and everything. They're all good to go. Maybe we can do some highlighting if we want to later, but that is all optional. These two characters were painted on the last stream. She has been washed, no dry brush, and he has not been. And then there's a few details that I noticed after around the face. So he's got some eyebrows there that I can do, and maybe some glowing in the eyes. So we'll finish up those and the bases for that. So that's kind of the plan for today. And I think we are going to, as I said, we're going to start with this rock monster because I think this guy has the most work. So put him on there. So for him, again, I have, these are the washes that I own. So I think for him, I'm going to use the strong tone, which is more of a brown, which will fill in the gaps. I'm going to use the strong tone wash. Jerry says, looking at that dragon, nice. Thank you, thank you. He's not even done yet. So hopefully once he's completely done, he's going to look even better. Once we put a wash and some dry brush on him, he's going to look real good. Okay, probably will need a little bit more than that, but we'll just start with that. So again, that's just the strong tone. I'll leave that off so it's not in the way. And then for this, I'll just, excuse me, I'll just use a larger brush because we're just trying to fill in the crevices. We don't need to be super precise. If I do get any of the wash on the crystals and I need to touch them up, once it's dry, I can just go over it again with a matte white paint and fix that up. So I'm not super worried about the single little crystals that are just kind of random. If I get anything on that and it looks too dull or too dark, sorry, then I will fix that up later. Once this guy is dry as well, I'm going to use a white dry brush on him to make him not so solid. We want to break it up as well, make it look kind of like a rock. Derek in the chat was saying, awesome game yesterday, Janet and Mel. Yes, that was so fun. We played Gloomhaven Digital with Janet, who is in the chat, and Rob. That was so much fun. It brought back so many memories of playing Gloomhaven, which is shocking, being able to play the digital and get that same feeling. It was a lot of fun, and I'm so excited to play again. Need a little more. Sarah says, I'm extremely new to painting in general and going to try my hand at minis later. What is dry brushing? So dry brushing is after your miniature is fully painted, washed with any washes to kind of fill in the crevices. As you can see, it's kind of filling in all of the crevices of the rock. Once all that's done and dry, you take a brush, and I like to use makeup brushes just from the dollar store. I just find they're fluffier. So I have a pack that I got, and I have different shapes so that they can fit into different areas of a mini. So I have like more of a big one, but they're nice and fluffy, right? Like eyeshadow brushes. So you take this and you try to get almost all of the paint off of the brush. So almost to the point where there's almost nothing on the brush. And then you're just going to take that brush and you're going to go against the grain, just kind of like that, and just brush what leftover paint is on the brush, which is almost nothing, on to the miniature. I'm going to do it in more detail so I can show you more detail later, but that's kind of the high overview of it. And all it does is, as you can see on this mini, it just kind of emphasizes the detail a little bit after the mini's done. So if we look at, for example, the wings on this guy have not been dry brushed versus the wings on this guy that have been. And you can just see that it picks up that detail a little bit better, but it's completely optional. You don't have to do it. The biggest mistake I used to make, I put my paintbrush down. The biggest mistake I used to make is not cleaning enough of the paint off of the brush and then dry brushing. And then the first stroke, you get a big line of whatever the color is. So what I've since done is I now take a paper towel and get all the paint off, or what I think is all the paint. And then I even do it on my hand to see if I see any lines, because if I see lines on my hand, because sometimes, especially if you're doing like a white or a gray, you can't really see it on the paper towel. You can't see if you've gotten everything off. So I usually use my hand as a tester before I put on the mini, because that was the biggest mistake I would make, and then I'd be so upset and I'd have to fix it. Oh, this big long white streak is now there where I don't want it. It's definitely something I did not do at the beginning because I was scared. But then I started practicing on other minis, and it's something that you can also build on. So you can start with just a little bit, and then you can keep building up and adding more and more, so that it'll give you the effect that you're looking for. So the first time you might not even really notice much of a difference, and then you go over that same area again and again until you get the desired effect that you're looking for. But I will definitely be doing it on this mini, on the dragon, as well as these two characters as well, because they have not been dry brushed yet. And it just picks up some of the detail, and you can see it again too in minis like this guy. So you can see just where it kind of picks up the detail in the hair, or the details on I don't even know what you call that, his animal shawl, or on the cuff or the fur of the boots, like things like that. It just kind of picks up some of that detail. That's awesome, Tara, that you're getting into painting. What game are you going to start with? One good tip too is that anybody that owns a game like maybe, for example, Zombicide, that has just a whole bunch of zombie minis, those are good testers. You can paint one up, do some dry brushing, do some washing, see what happens, see what it looks like, see if you like it. Because they're zombies, if you don't like it, you just throw some blood on it. Okay, so I think this guy is pretty much washed. I think I got everything. If I miss a spot, I can fix it up later. So I'm just going to, Rob has kindly set up a fan for me here so we can have things drying off screen so that we can work on them quicker. Oh, Alan says, Mel, your videos motivated me to paint Madara and Sword and Sorcery minis. Just received Euthia a few days ago, and that will be my next project. That's awesome. That's awesome. I did fully paint up Madara as well. And Sword and Sorcery, I only painted the characters that we've used in each mission. I don't think I'm ever going to paint the minis because, or the enemies because of them being specific colors. I like that, and it's easy to see and it's easy for us. But that's definitely awesome. These Euthia minis are really nice too. I like the size of them. They're really big, which is great for painting all the detail. You can actually see it. Next, I'm going to... Oh, almost lost him. Next, I'm going to just do a quick... Oh, actually, I'm going to paint up the rock here because I do want to dry brush this too. So I'm going to just paint this up I'm going to use this uniform gray, which we will then lighten up more with a white. He says, time to get my wife's makeup brushes. Yeah, I do like them better. I just find that they're fluffier. I have used in the past, I have like some brushes. They do get ruined, right? Obviously, if you're using them to dry brush and you're like rubbing them on mini. So they do get ruined. So I have specific brushes that are just for that. And I bought a pack of 3 because if I want to do different colors, if I want to dry brush different colors, let's say I want to dry brush a gray and a white and maybe a black, for example, this guy, we might do a little bit of dry brushing of black in some of, just to emphasize this even more. You don't want to wet these brushes. So these are kind of at the end of your paint session, you want to clean them. So I wanted to have a few that I can have in case I want to do different dry brushing if I'm doing a whole set of something. So for this one, I'm going to use just a smaller brush, just a 0. I like smaller brushes better than bigger brushes just because they're a little bit more precise and I just like that better. But Sakabra, hello, hello. I'm just going to try to carefully go over this. I might have to go over this twice because the gray may not fully cover the red, but we'll see. This mini was originally primed in red so that it was easier for painting. And then I just took, I have this P3 red ink that I used. And I just went back over it with that just because, you know, when you prime things, sometimes the underside or there's like a little spot that's missing and it still sees the base. So I went over it with that ink just to cover everything fully. Jot's here. Hello, hello. Some more painting. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, Terry, you're going to start with Mansion Madness Investigators that I've never played with. And you won't care if you mess them up. Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome. Tara, if you feel comfortable, I would love to see those in the Discord. I love looking at people's painted minis. So I love the image section on BGG. I love seeing everybody's interpretations of different minis. I'm just trying to be careful like around the tail, but oh, he's gonna fall out of this. Oh, Terry, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Oh, Jerry says using the Army Painter dry brush. Oh, I'm using the Army Painter dry brush. Don't work well for me. Yeah, so try the makeup brushes. And again, just from the dollar store. I don't get anything fancy. and see if you like those. I just like how fluffy they are, and they wash up nice. Harmonize says, I wish I could paint. I have zero talent. But I think if you just try, I always say that painted minis, however you paint them, look better than gray plastic on the board. Even if you don't think they're 100% or you don't think they're perfect, still looks better than gray plastic on the board. But it is a hobby that once you start and you want to play all your games painted is kind of scary, right? Because everyone knows how many minis come in some of these games. You open up a game and you're like, oh, there's 40, like, for example, we were talking about Majara. There's 40 minis in this box. Oh, that's going to take me a really long time. So I guess you have to factor that in when you start. But we have, always, not always, but since I started painting, we always do the characters at least. And then the minis is kind of dependent on like how much we'll play the game. A game like Sword and Sorcery, we don't paint the minis because they're already kind of pre-primed in specific colors and it just works for streaming. And again, how much time I have. I'm gonna hate this guy. Trying to get around the claws. Again, if I make a mistake, I can just use that red ink and fix it. I know his big wings are kind of blocking some of the view. Just gotta flip them upside down for a second. GameLine says, I recently bought a brush calendar. Or brush cleaner. Oh my gosh, I can't read. A brush cleaner. I do not have a brush cleaner, no. Do you find that helpful? So I clean them with the, I think it's just called pink soap. And I do after each session, I guess. I don't necessarily use the soap after each session. Maybe after every 2 or 3. I don't know. I think that's something I need to Google or learn about, is how often. I do like run them underwater and kind of, you know, get all the paint out of the bases, but I don't actually use the soap. I don't know how often you should. I don't know what's good for the hair on the brushes. Something I probably should Google. And I was saying in the last stream that I originally bought just a pack of brushes on Amazon. Nothing special, just like a $20 pack. But I like the packs that have multiple ranges. So from 0 to like 7 or 8 size. And the first pack, maybe the first pack and a half that I bought, I completely ruined them. A lot of them. As you can see, like this is one of them, you know. You can't really use that brush for painting. You can use it for dry brushing stuff. And then one of the biggest things was the not realizing that once paint gets into this part of it, the hairs can separate. And then they're not as nice and pointy. Also, not knowing that how to wash the brush between paints. So, you know, don't put it right into your water all the way to the bottom and then shake it, which I used to do. Don't do that because that will also separate the bristles and then you lose that point. So I did ruin quite a bit of brushes in the learning experience. But I recently bought another new pack, just whatever $20 pack is on Amazon. So I do find that if you just ruin them, you can just purchase another one every 6 months for 20 bucks. Not so bad. Trying to get around the feet. I'm thinking actually I'll just do the whole base. I'm trying to see where the rocks start and stop, but I can see they're coming up from here. I think it's the whole thing, and then it just kind of, yeah, wears down. So I think I'll just do the whole base in this as well. Oh, Jerry says Marvel United was a good teaching point, or training point. Sorry, I cannot read today. They're big minis, I think, too, right? Those Marvel United minis. I think any minis that are bigger are obviously a better starting point. I'll do that one with the bigger brush, but I'm just gonna go around the tail. At least this underside doesn't need to be perfect because you won't really see if I make a mistake there anyways, even when we hold it up. All right, and I'm just gonna grab a bigger brush to do the full base. Oh, they're bigger. The Marvel United are bigger than the FFG ones, yeah. Here's painting Descent, Legends of the Dark. Those minis are so nice, eh? I really liked painting those. They were really nice minis. A lot of detail on them. And they were very, very, very light. I'm going to do the ring around this base in black. So this grade doesn't have to be perfect along the edge, because it'll get covered up anyways. Okay. So now it looks like he's actually standing on a rock. We may need to go over that one more time, especially in some areas, but we might be able to get away with it once we put a wash on it and do some dry brushing on it. But we'll see. So I'm also just going to put this guy over here. Looking at this guy, he's not quite dry, but we can see that that wash has filled in all of the crevices, so that's good. So give him a few more minutes. There. All right. So I had to do a few touch-ups on this guy. I need to do some eyebrows on him, as well as he has like kind of like yellowy orangey eyes. So I'll also try to do that before we give him a wash. Now I feel like I should have washed my thing. I think I used this ash gray as his hair. So I'll just use that for the eyebrows. And only like the tiniest bit to do that. Use a small brush for this. I'm just looking to see. Definitely didn't do that super straight, but I think I can. So that looks better. Okay, and then I'm going to use this demonic yellow. And we'll use that inside the eyes. That's the... Yeah. And again, we only need a tiny, tiny bit of this as well, because just for inside the eyes. Okay. Eyes are not my strong suit, but when it's just one solid color, usually I can try to make it okay. Shaky hands. I wasn't even in the eyeball. Okay. So I think for this guy, I'm going to fix up some of these bases. So I originally just did them all gray. I wasn't really paying too much attention when I did them, but I think I want to do this one more of a wood. So I'll probably paint over this one and do more like a wood flooring. This guy does look like it's kind of rock base. So I'm going to actually paint it the same color as we just did the dragon. Dragon base. Uh-oh. Nope, that was okay. I thought I got it on his shoe. Oops. All right. So I think that is good. We'll do a wash and dry brush on that as well once that's dry. He has not been washed at all, so we'll be doing all the steps on that. So add him over here. think we can bring this guy back for now. He feels pretty good. Jeffrey, hello. Yes, part 2. Yes, this is continuing from exactly where we left off pretty much. Yes, yes. Spencer, hello. Finally made it to mainstream. Hello, hello. Yes, welcome, welcome. Oh, Joyce is relaxing to see someone else paint. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you. I also do like to watch people paint myself, so I guess I understand. All right, so for this girl, I'm just looking at the base and just trying to see, maybe it looks kind of like vines, like maybe we do this one. So I want to make them different, even though I'll fix these ones up that I did, but I'm thinking maybe I could use, I have a color that's kind of like sand. It's like desert yellow. I could do that. And then I could take like this green and kind of paint those vines kind of green, or I do it all green, like a kind of like a jungle-y, and then just dry brush those vines a different green. Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do that. So maybe I'll do, I also have angel green. So maybe I'll do, yeah, maybe I'll do the base in this angel green, and then I'll use another brush or a dry brush to kind of do those what look like vines or leaves in this green skin for her base. I'm gonna leave them off to the side and out for a second so that I will remember the colors I'm using. So one thing I'm really excited for is that when I started painting, it was during the pandemic. Rob and I have gone to Gen Con the last few years, obviously minus the last 2 with the pandemic happening and not being able to cross the border and everything. But I never painted. I've never been painting and been to a Gen Con. So I'm really excited that next Gen Con to go, and now having another hobby within the hobby of events and things that I can do at Gen Con relating to painting. I always loved going upstairs. They would have the display cases of all the people that won contests, and I would never enter any kind of contest, or like they had like the speed painting and all that being done up there. I used to love looking in the glass case at all of the amazingly painted minis, but now I'm excited that I can actually attend painting events or like learning how to do specific painting techniques. Or even just meeting up with other people, maybe at a specific event and painting together. I think that is going to be so fun, and I'm super excited for that. Now having another hobby within the gaming hobby, and then being able to go to a convention. I'm very excited for that. Color is very thin. Might need another coat on that. Oh my gosh. It is working and watching live stream, relaxing stuff. Awesome. Thank you. I'm glad that you're enjoying. Okay, so we'll just put this over here to let that dry as well. This guy though. This guy, I'm not sure. For the base. Looks like there's some sort of rock or vine or some kind of rope or something. I could do this one with the rock base, and then like this looks kind of like a rock, and then maybe I just paint this vine green or kind of like a brown like tree. So it looks like rock with like a tree kind of coming out. Excuse me. I think I like that idea. And then I'll just add some more color to this mini. Oh, they're bone? Are they both? It's hard to tell. Let's see. Okay, let me actually put them on one of these so I can hold them up better. It's very hard to tell what is in there. So maybe a bone, maybe a rock. And then behind, it kind of looks like vine or tree. But yeah, you're right. Maybe that does kind of look like a bone, not necessarily a rock. Let's go from this angle. Oh, that doesn't help any. Yeah, maybe a bone. So I could do, yeah, the back part is a tree branch. That's what I'm thinking. What's the front? Is that a bone? Maybe it's a bone. Yeah. See, yeah, see, it's tree or vines. I think I can go either way. So I think what I could do is rock base. No, maybe I do grass then if it's tree. Where I'll do, maybe I do the same color as we just did this one. And then I'll do brown, but I'll do a very, like a different kind of brown than the color that he is. And then I can do this as a bone. That's fine. Birds don't eat bones though. But maybe it's just on the ground. Maybe griffins eat bones. I don't know. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do I think I'm gonna do that same green. But then we're gonna do the brown tree branch, and then I'm not really sure what that other one is. Looks more like a rock and a bridge. Okay, so we could do tree and then rock. I think that'll look good on the grass. Okay. Sorry. Also, hello, Bob. Griffins eat things that have bones, big things. Yeah, that's true. That's true. It could be a bone, but we're going to paint it as a rock. I don't know. One day, I would love to get into the basing as well of the minis where you add the rocks and the grass and all of that. That is very cool, but not yet. I'll just work with what they give me on the base for now. Oh, yeah, they eat heroes, I'm guessing. Yeah, for sure. We haven't played with this griffin in the game yet, so I don't really know how it acts in the game, but I'm sure it's not good. We are streaming this again on Saturday, so potentially you can add this guy in, I think, because I think you can add him to any scenario. Probably do black around again, the base, so if I have any mess, that'll clean that up. Right. Okay. Looking at my dragon, I think. Just trying to see if you can see the red a little bit through. I don't think it needs a second coat. I think it's fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do now with this guy is, the fan is blowing the minis. I'm going to take, I think I'm going to take the dark tone, and we're going to wash this entire mini with that. That will be like another third coat now on the base of the wings and the spine and everything. That'll also get into all the grooves of the scales. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Then once that's dry, then I can use a dry brush on it to lighten it up and bring in all the detail of the scales and the wings and everything. I probably need a lot for this guy. Now for this, I do want to water it down just a little bit. So I'm just going to add a couple drops of water to it because I don't know how dark I want it to be. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water plus the water from the dry or the wet palette. And let's see. Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I'm just going to go over his whole body with this, including the areas that I already did. I'll do some sort of glowing eye as well. Thank you, terraces are all looking really cool. Still working through our minis, trying to stay ahead of our playthrough. Yeah. I guess you can see. Can you see in that game? I can't remember. Can you see what minis you need for the next? Yes, you can. You can see what you need in the next, in each mission, so you can kind of paint them in order, right? Dan, hello. Says Dan, this is so calming and relaxing. I wonder how many naps Bob Chapman has taken during the stream. Oh, that's funny. Am I boring, Bob? Is that what you're saying, Dan? I'm just joking. I know what you mean. Bob, how many naps have you taken? Dan wants to know. I guess this is the kind of stream that you can have on when you are working because you don't really need to pay attention to a game or follow along with anything that's super important. He's just am I going to get an air paint spray kit like a for no, I don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think so. Just kind of cleaning up some excess. I don't know. I like doing it like this. I feel like if I was using like spray spray painter, I don't know, what do you call it? Blanking on the name, but anyways, then you have to do it outside or have like good ventilation in that. I just like to do by hand. I also feel like I would make more mistakes, but I don't know. I'm sure once you get the hang of it. Kanji, are you thinking of getting one? Okay. Oh, in a very hectic life, streams like this help slow things back down. Please keep doing them. Thank you so much. I will keep doing them. Yes. Yes. I will for sure. I'm just watering it down a little bit more to do anything that is the bone color. I just don't want it to be super dark. Oh, Velco says I could do this as a side job. I don't even know where to begin with that. Thank you very much for the compliments, I guess. People have asked, they've messaged Rob and asked if I would paint their games for them. Again, yeah, I don't know how I would go about doing that, but eventually I think it is something that I want to do. I want to keep doing for sure. I really like to paint. I find it really enjoyable. I don't think I'm a pro, so like I can't do everything. Like I look at some people's painting and I'm mesmerized thinking, I don't think I'm ever going to get like that. But if I could get half as good, I guess I'd be happy with that. But again, everything comes with practice. I've been doing it for about a year-ish, a little over a year. Give or take, I take some time off when work gets really busy. But yeah, I definitely love it. It's definitely something that I will definitely continue. What the heck happened there? Yeah, it's definitely something I'm going to continue. There's been amazing comments from everybody telling me to keep it up. So I guess you guys want to keep watching me paint on stream. So that will keep happening as long as you guys want to see it. And as long as I have minis to paint, which I feel like with the collection of games we have, there's never going to be a shortage of minis to paint. And the more I do this painting on stream, the more comfortable I'll get with it. Again, I get really nervous. This is not my strong suit of putting myself out there in front of people. Like before every stream I do by myself, you know, you have that feeling of anybody that is afraid to speak in public or do presentations, or remember those when you had to present something in school, you have those like butterflies in your stomach and all that. So I still get that, but eventually. Then you're putting yourself out there, right? For people to judge you, which is always scary. But the reception has been amazing from everyone, so I will keep doing it. Okay, and then I'm just gonna do the wings now. I think I've done everything else, so we'll just do the wings up. This guy's almost ready. And then just gotta do this side of the wings, and then he's good to go. Or to dry before we do some more details on him. Velco, you're funny. If shipping to the EU wasn't so expensive, I'd order. That's awesome. Yogi, you're right. At some point, all of our minis will be painted. When that day is, I don't know. But again, I don't know if I'm going to go through the backlog of games that we've already played and paint them. I don't know about that. This is according to Rob, this is my side job. No, this is a hobby that I do for free and I just love it. And people kept asking for me to paint on stream, so here it is. Usually I paint in front of the TV. Also, I know I'm not the fastest painter ever. I feel like that's going to come in time as well. So I apologize that it does take me a little bit longer. But hopefully with practice, I'll get better. Okay, so obviously it's still wet. I'm just going to take a little bit of the excess off in areas that I see like good puddles. Okay. We're going to let him dry. We'll see what that looks like after that wash dries. I'm going to bring these guys back out. That's all good. I'm going to put that like that. And I'm going to put him on here. Oop. Okay, so what I can do is start working on these bases. But if you will give me 2 minutes, I'm just going to quickly run to the washroom and I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, thank you. And I was just seeing Jerry's comment says, all I want to see is what makeup brush I need to get for my wipes collection. Just ask your wife for her eyeshadow brushes. So they kind of just look like this, like fluffy brushes that you would do your like eye makeup with. If you're going to steal them from her, maybe clean them, make sure that they're clean, and then you're good to go. But yeah, just eyeshadow brushes is what I use. That's funny. Okay, so for this guy, we need to do a wash on him. And I think I want to do a lighter wash. I don't want to do a dark wash. Except a watered down dark wash on the hair, probably. But the rest of him, because he's kind of like a goldy bronze, I want to do a brown wash. So I think we'll use, I think I'll use this strong tone. But before I do that, I'm just going to use the dark wash that I have already out here, just for the hair. I have a little bit left here. I just find it fills it in nicely without changing it to a brown, and it keeps it kind of dark. We'll dry brush it white to make it look a little more white gray. I also saw, when I just quickly ran to the washroom, Jane, I saw your comment that at one point you had all of your minis painted for all the games you own except for Scythe. That's amazing. That is completely amazing. I'm gonna take this strong wash. Let's just do that over here. I don't remember what color that one was. Might be this color that I'm looking for, but all right, and I'm just going to use this just all over his outfit. A lot of detail on his robes that will get picked up in dry brushing. Some stitching down the sides as well. which will look nice. And clean a little bit of the bottoms where it pools. Here on him. And then I'm just going to use the dark wash over this fire area on the staff. The dark tone that I have that I used for the hair. Just because I don't want to turn the fire like brown. Having dark in the recesses is nice because it makes it look a little more realistic as well. Like some charred ends. Just soak up some of that. Okay, and then I think I'll do as well dark wash on the base. I might need a little more, but that'll just fill in those stone recesses, and then we'll do a dry brush of white on it to make it look worn. Okay. Oh, I don't even think I did this side. Okay. I think for this one, I'm gonna probably go over this one just one more time. As you can see, some of the white has still coming through. So even with a wash, I don't think it'll cover it. So I'm just gonna quickly do another coat on this one. This one doesn't have to be perfect, just to kind of cover the white, make it look more greenery. And I'll probably do the same thing on the griffin as well, because we use the same color. Okay. Actually, the griffin's not bad, I think, because of the color of the base. I think it's fine. So I'm going to take a brown for the tree, but I don't want it to be the same color as the griffin. So I think I will use more of a dark brown. So I'm going to use this monster brown. It'll be a lighter brown, but that's fine. Just so that it's not the same color. Okay. And I'm going to put him on a base so I can try to maneuver him better. And I'm going to get a very thin brush. Hopefully not make too many mistakes. If I do, we can easily fix it with the green, but I'm thinking maybe it would have been smarter to do the branches that first and then all of the grass, but can't go back in time now. Okay. Looks neat. I like it. So I'm going to do just that rock gray. We're going to do it as a rock. Baby says, I'm so glad you're doing the painting streams again. Welcome. Thank you. I'm glad you're here. I'm going to do it just an ash gray, just a light gray. I think actually, well, it's probably not enough. I think that's this color here, but I'm not exactly sure. So, oh no, it's not. Okay. And then I'm just going to take that green and just go around the edges where I've kind of touched the gray to the green, and I want to kind of clean up a little bit. I think that looks neat. Once it's dried up, you can wash it all up. Okay. Okay. I think we're going to do a little bit of work on this guy, and then we might pull some of those guys on just so that we can start some of these. Oh, that's not the right base. We can start some of these crystals. Just looking, I think, looking at some of the blues I have, I want it to be bright. So don't think that one. I think I might go with this Void Shield. I might do one, and we'll see if it's the color that I want it to be. I think this will be good. I'm just gonna do brush is wet. New sub, welcome. Yes, thank you. Okay, I think I'm okay with this. Doing the whole thing so I can see. Maybe not. Maybe I need it to be, let me try this one. Let me try another one on this one and we're gonna see what this one looks like. Oh, I might like this one better. I can already see that it may be a little bit brighter. Yeah. These ones are too dull. And when it dries, it's going to be probably even lighter. So we're going to use this one. And then once I've done all the crystals, I want to try to dry brush just as best I can inside. So it looks like it's more white turning to blue. That's my goal, but we'll see. So I'll just paint over that one. That's fine. And we'll just take this. I'll definitely need more of this. And I'll just start painting all of these crystals. Yeah, I think that color looks much better. I think the other color was too muted. And this is going to take the longest time probably to go through and do all these. Reminds me of painting the Brownin and Cloudspire. Oh, I didn't paint anything for Cloudspire. You did, Dan? Oh, the spires, yes. Yeah, we don't have those. I just, I got paint where I didn't want it, and now I'm trying to clean it. It was making everything all wet. Spidey said, since you want to do a white to a blue, why not paint them white and then dry brush blue? I could have done that. I didn't really even think of that. We primed him white. Yeah, I wonder. That probably could have worked too. Yeah. I've never tried that before. I think it's because I don't usually dry brush in anything other than like white or gray, very light gray. And I have dry brush in black as well. That's something I've never really tried, so maybe I should experiment with that of trying to dry brush making it that color instead of actually painting in that color and then trying to dry brush it down a little bit. Am I going to do a glow off the crystals? I'm going to try my best. I don't know. I think I might have to use some dry brushing to try that. I'm going to try to dry brush inside a little bit of white. I could even also dry brush with a little bit of this other color that I did that was a little bit lighter on the ends as well. I don't know. I don't know yet. You can experiment with different things. But I am liking that so far. I think it looks very cool. Very cool. Are you going to paint the elements too? I don't think so because they're kind of already the color that they want to be. I don't think so for that. I think they're cool the way they are, but I mean, never say never, but probably not. So many games to paint. And they kind of work on stream already the way they are. Dreams are say, I want to paint too, but I have studying to do. Oh well, I'll watch this later and paint maybe. Awesome. Thank you so much. Enjoy if you do paint later. Good luck with your studying. Robert, you're funny. Finally, you don't have to look at the guy. No. Rob is upstairs. Probably reading a rule book. I am liking that. Our dragon's dry as well. Bring some of these out so that we can get back to them once this guy's drying. Oh, almost dropped him. Never-ending crystals. Okay, we're almost done these crystals. Sorry. This is going to be the longest part. Super chat from Tara. Thank you, Tara. $5 from Tara with just in painting cat or dog emoji. Thank you. Thank you so much. You are so sweet. Thank you. I know. Somebody says you don't need to apologize. Paint away, do your thing. Thank you, thank you. I know I'm slow. I try to be too precise. I think that's the problem. But I'm hoping that as long as I just keep painting and practicing, I'll get better and faster. And I'll realize that you can fix your mistakes. Like I can just repaint over if I make a mistake. It's probably faster to paint a little bit messy and then just fix your mistakes than it is to try to be super precise because you're still going to make mistakes anyways. Tara, you're awesome. Thank you, thank you. All right, just gotta do his face. Gotta do his eyebrows, and then I think we are good. All right, this is what he's looking like so far. I like it. I think once we do a dry brush on him to lighten up his actual body and then try to bring out some glow in those crystals, I think it's gonna look awesome. Actually. Okay. I think we can go. We're gonna start doing some. Oh, you know what? I just want to quickly put a wash on the base of this and then maybe do her base. And then we'll start doing some dry brushing on our dragon and some of our bases, and then we'll be able to dry brush him. So let's do, let's do again this strong tone for the base of the griffin. And then actually, no, maybe I'll do quickly, I'll do some, yeah, this green. I'll do some of the vines, or unless I do them brown. No, they look like vines with leaves, so. We'll just do. I think for this, I can put it on here to make it easier to hold, and then I'll even see if this actually even does anything. If we can see. Oh yeah, okay, we'll be able to see that. And then once we put a wash and a dry brush on it, I think it'll bring it out even more. Okay. You see the little bit of the weeds or leaves on the base. Okay. Now for him, I'm just going to quickly wash his base so that we can dry brush that. And we're going to use we're going to use the strong tone. I like this one for greens and browns. Let that dry. So now we'll start doing some dry brushing. So actually I just need one more of these bases. Okay. Those ones have all been dry brushed and everything already, so maybe we'll do this guy first. So I have my fresh napkin. I hope that doesn't blind you. It's not too bright. All right. So I'm going to do a dry brush of white. I like the white because I find it just highlights like the edges nicely. And it just kind of makes everything pop and gives some depth and everything. But again, you can do different colors. I have not experimented too much with different color dry brushing. I think that's something I need to do. I think I've only done like white, gray, and black. But I think that's something that I will start to experiment with on different minis. So I'm putting it on my napkin or my paper towel because I don't want to put on the wet palette just so it doesn't have more moisture than needed. Not that one. And I'm just going to take my eyeshadow brush just from the dollar store. And I just put a little bit of paint on the brush. And then I just try to wipe all of it away. Again, you're doing white paint on a white paper towel, so you might not really be able to see it all. So I just go till I think I've got it all, looking at the paintbrush or the brush. And then when I think I have it all, I just kind of do a couple on my own skin and I don't see anything. So I feel like it's good. So then I can start dry brushing because like I said before, the biggest mistake that I made. Oh, we got another super chat. Adam, $10 says, for more paints and more Mel. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh, that is too sweet. That is so sweet. Oh, and Dan, sorry, says, Mel got to run, keeping awesome. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Adam. Thank you. That is so nice. We will do more paint streams. I promise. Okay, so then I just kind of run the brush over the mini, kind of different ways, going against the grain, especially if there's raised edges anywhere. Trying to just highlight. Highlight some of the edges. And then you can see that it just kind of pops some of the edges. If we look at like the back, or I'll even just do one side of this. And again, you can build on this. So you can keep adding and adding until it's the color that you want it to be. You can see it just kind of adds more to it so that we can see that we did this side, but we did not do this side yet. So you can kind of see a difference in just kind of how it pops, especially too with the light. I'm gonna break this. Has some stitching on the robe, so just doing that a little bit more so it pops. I think I'm happy with that guy. I think he's looking good. And then I'm going to take him out of the base for a minute. And I'm going to just do the rock on here. I'm just going to add a little bit more. It'll also distress the edges a little bit more too. Oh, Ryan says, super excited for this to start US shipping. Nice. Do you know when? Is that soon? Yeah, this is definitely a fun game. So, okay, I think he's good. I think we will start dry brushing our dragon. I don't think We'll see what it starts to look like once we start to do that. I'm going to start dry brushing it in white again, just to kind of pop some of the scales, and I'm going to see what it looks like and go from there. Again, I usually dry brush a lot in white. I don't know. I need to watch some videos on dry brushing in other colors. Oh, you're guessing January or February. Oh, not too long to wait then. Bob said you should try dry brushing in a lighter shade of the base color you are brushing over. It will give the effect of a highlight. So Bob, so you're saying for this case, I should dry brush in red? Is what you're saying for this? And not with a white? Because I can do that, if that's what you mean. A lighter shade of the red. So for the red, I did, here's the problem, I guess. I did a red ink. I don't have many reds. I have, well, I guess I have dragon red. I have dragon red or pure red. I think pure red would be too bright. So, or maybe that would be the right color to use. I can try this and see what it looks like. I'm hoping it's not too bright, but we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. Again, I'm learning with the dry brushing, so we can test and see what happens. I'm gonna get a different brush for that, so that in case I want to dry brush something else, this one can stay white. Oh, usually just add some white to the original base color. Even if it was an ink, you would do that? But I think this is similar to the base color, and then... Oh, Darren says, hi Mel, thanks for the stream. Sorry I can't stay. No problem, Darren. Thanks for stopping in. I don't even know if I think I took everything off of that brush. I'm going to try this and see what happens. I don't know. We're experimenting here. What I can do is I can do one with the red and one with the white, and we can see what happens, and then I can just do over it. Ideal dry brush with not so much paint removed from the dry brush. Oh, so you want me to leave more paint on the brush, is what you're saying. Which I guess if you're using the same color as your base color, you can do that. Because if you're doing a dry brush of white, you don't want like a big streak of white or gray or black over your mini. Okay, so let's do... Just try to do the veins, the lines in the wings. Bob, thank you. I appreciate your tips. So it does look like it pops out all the lines. Which I like. Adam says, hey Mel, you may have talked about this, but what was your first playthrough when Rob said he wanted to try gaming full time? I have no idea. I have no idea. That was many years ago. So Rob has been doing this since full time, I think since August 2019. And the talks came well before that because we wanted to make sure that we were prepared financially for that. So we started saving money. So I couldn't even tell you what game started all of that. Maybe Rob would remember. But it was definitely conversations that we had over multiple months. And yeah, I definitely fully supported him in doing that. And it was, we took some time to financially get there. And then when we thought that we were ready, we took the plunge, which was in August of 2019. And things are just going well since then. So yeah. Rob might know exactly kind of, oh man, what game it was. Sorry, thinking if I can, I'll fix that after. That's fine. Yeah, Rob might know more. It's a good question for a Q&A for sure. For sure. Okay, I'm gonna try something else. I'm gonna just try to do some of the scales on the edge of the wings in this white. I don't know. Ona says, what an amazing partner he has in this business. Aw, I fully support him. I think he does a great job. I think he likes what he does. You guys are amazing, so it definitely helps. Yeah, and it's fun for us. I mean, Rob puts a lot of work in behind the scenes, for sure. Oh, Ryan's got to go. Take care, Ryan. And just put a little bit of weight over that red that I did. I think it definitely, I don't know if it can be seen on camera as well as it can be seen just looking at it in my eyes and the lights too. I don't know, but it definitely popped out some of the lines in the wing, I think, in this wing. Yeah. So Bob, I appreciate that. I'm gonna have to start trying that where I dry brush in the color that I painted the mini in. I think I did this already, but I can also see looking at it, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but I can see where it lightens some of the shade as well, or the wash as well in some areas. So I guess that is also good. Dry brushing is a technique I still need to master. Tara says, I found this channel when Rob played Seventh Continent, the Gem Curse playthrough, and then haven't left since. Oh, Tara, you're so sweet. Sorry. Yeah, I remember watching Rob's playthroughs of those. Well, I guess semi-watching because had to work a little bit, but yeah, that game is cool. I definitely know he and I played the game together initially to learn the game, but then it just seemed like a good game that he could just play solo when I was working. So, and I'm fine with that. I mean, it's a fun game, but I can definitely just watch and get the same out of it. So. Up to me, it looks like there is more detail showing on the wing that you dry brushed, but it is not as shiny as the one that's not been done. Yeah, I definitely, sorry, on the back. Yeah, you can definitely see that it does take a lot of the shine away as well, for sure. And I'll do some of the inside wings. Spot is really bugging me. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to fix that. I have to probably get the ink out just for that one little dot. I think he's pretty good. I'm just gonna fix up the spikes, like his spikes here where I got paint. This one, for example, where I got the red from the dry brush. I need to fix that, which I think I used skeleton bone on that. Yeah. We can also just use this to kind of highlight as well, but I will try to, I'll try not to go in where the wash filled in and just kind of go on the outside, which will also highlight it a little bit. The only other thing I thought about, and I'm not really sure, is do I dry brush some more black at the base of the wings? Or do we think that's okay? I wanted it to look natural, not like a line. Like you can see kind of goes up high and then like in some spots and lower in other spots, just so it was more natural. But other than that, I think this guy, oh, I got to do his eyes. So I think I want to do again that demonic yellow. I think. Or orange. But the yellow might be better on with the red. I have a bigger eye socket, so it's easier. Yeah, I think that's good, right? I think so. Do that on the other side as well. Yeah, and Adam says, I think the black behind the wing, the black for the wings would look good, but it's up to me. To me, it looks like there is more detail showing on the wing. You have dry brush. Oh, I already read that. Sorry. Yeah, I can do a little bit. We'll see what happens. Again, if I don't like it, I can just kind of go back over it with white. And I have one more that I haven't used yet. We'll just see. And I'm just using this more of to make it uneven and not look like it was a line, make it look a little more natural. So kind of like fades. Yeah, I think it faded that line out more, which I like compared to this side, right? Where it's kind of, you can see where this one is a little more faded. For right there. Yeah, so I'll just do that on the other side as well. I think that looks good. One good thing about this is it's a lot of just trial and error. You just try something, see if you like it. If you don't, you kind of go over it again. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, it looks very real. Thanks. Okay, so I think he's good to go. I do like the wings now, actually. And then one thing I'm going to do is I do have a little bit of the red. I'm just in here, I find it's a little dark. So I'm just gonna do a little bit of the red in there just to lighten it a little bit, if it works. Yeah, so he's good. I'm just gonna do a quick black ring around the base, and then he's ready to go. John, hello, hello. I can feel the stress of painting through your brush. I don't have stress painting. The streaming and painting that is a little bit stressful, but again, we're gonna continue to do it and just get the hang of it. Oh my God, I drop minis so much when I paint. Okay. So he is good to go. All right. We're going to bring back the rock monster. Just have... Okay. I'm just going to actually flip this around. My dirty paper towel. All right. And we're going to do again the white. We're going to do white all over for this rock monster. And then I'm going to put a little bit of extra white. I'm going to see what happens inside the crystals so that it almost looks like it's white coming out and then turning to blue. It's my idea. We're going to take our white one. I want to make sure it's not the one that had black on it. Okay. For this, I want to lighten him up. I don't want it to be super brown. I want a little bit more white to show through. And any spots that I think have too much, I can take some highlight and some of the same color that we originally used. You can see a difference. Go with the Flow says, does white complement anything with dark color? I usually dry brush everything with white, so light or dark, but I find with the dark, it obviously highlights things a little bit more, but you can easily add too much. And then, but again, if you do that, you could just dry brush the color back with the same color you painted it. I don't know. I like white just because it kind of highlights everything in my opinion. But again, I'm still new to the dry brushing, and I'm going to experiment more with dry brushing with the color I used. But I just really like the look of the white dry brush. I don't know, or gray or black, depending on what you're painting. That's me. Again, I just, I do everything by look. I don't really have a system. I just try to get things to match a vision in my head or a picture that I'm kind of copying. Okay, so this is what he's looking like so far after just the dry brush of the white on him. There might be some areas that have a little bit too much, and I can try to fix that if I think, but I'll wait until I do the crystals and then we'll see. So I'm gonna try as best I can to put some dry brush inside the crystals. I'm not sure what's gonna happen here, so this is gonna be a test. If it even does anything. So I've kind of done it in like this area here. I don't know if it's going to give me the effect that I initially had hoped, but it is going to, I think, emphasize the all of the points on the crystals, and a lot of them have edges or lines that I think we'll just do a little bit over here and then we'll see what happens. I have to go. Locator, hello, hi, welcome. I don't think it's getting picked up on camera the same way exactly. I mean, it does kind of have an interesting look. Like a, I don't know if it's a glow, but definitely is okay. It definitely looks more natural than with the little bit of dry brush on it. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's popping more, yeah, with the white spots. I think it makes it look a little more natural, right? Than the solid. So it might not have the exact glow I'm looking for, but again, that's something I might have to practice later, but it definitely will give it like a weathered or natural look. I do like the look of that, actually. Yeah, I'm happy with the way this guy is turning out, for sure. And do a little bit more around the face. Okay, I think once we do the base, this guy's gonna look great. All right, so I'm going to dry brush, also just white this base, and then we'll do the black rim, and then this one's done. And I'll just give a little bit more texture. Kind of makes the trees and the lines pop out a little bit more on there. Then we'll just do a black ring around that base as well. And while I'm doing that, I'm not sure for this guy, for his base. I originally did these, what looks like towers, in just this sepia ink, which I could do the whole base like that, but I don't know if there's another color that might make this pop out more. I'm not sure yet, so I'm gonna think on that, or if you have any ideas, let me know. Okay. That guy's done as well. Just gonna fix one thing here. There. I think that looks great. All right. He's good as well. For her, we're just going to do a quick white dry brush on the base, which will pop some of those leaves out. You'll be able to see the outline more of those leaves. Heather, hello, hello. Nice to see you during the day, Mel. Yes, I am on holidays now until after Christmas. So I am excited. You'll see more of me during the day, that's for sure. I feel like this one as well needs to have the black just around the base, or even like the same gray as like these guys. I also need to do a quick dry brush on those stones as well. I didn't do that yet. A light brown or sand, maybe? Or maybe snow? I could definitely do the rest of it, the rest of the base in this color, in this ink. And then with a dry brush to pop it out. I don't know if that's like too similar if I don't know. And then, no to pop the crystals. I like the idea of a sand base, not sepia. Okay, so if we're gonna do sand base, which we had two suggestions, I do have this desert yellow. We could do that. And then a dry brush on that. See what this looks like. These on there like that. So these just need to finish up these two and then we're all good. Okay, so let's do kind of like a mustard. I think I need to add some white to it or something. I don't know. It doesn't look right. Okay, that's better. Better. Whoops. So it'll look more like this color. It'll dry slightly darker. Maybe I should do it over here though, so we can see it with the other colors. Again, for the base, if we don't like it, we can easily paint it another color, but so it'd be more like that, which I think looks good. Nice and sandy, yeah. I think this is better than the mustard color that originally came out of the bottle. And then there is some rock that I think I'll do in the same color rock as he is. Because the rock is like all around. Looks like it's like coming out of the ground where his feet are, and then where this piece is coming out. So okay, and then I'm just gonna do those rocks that you can see with that same color as he is. I'm going to put a black base as well around this one. Dream Alchemist says, I don't think I've ever heard this channel so quiet. Nope, that is true. Concentrating hard here. Try to make as clean as a line around the side as I can. Fix up some of these stakes. I'll have to, once the sand part dries, I'll have to fix wherever I got black in it that I don't want. This look good. Okay, and then one final thing I'm just going to do is do around her base. So it's not green. No, not that one. This one. Go with the Flow says, I actually like the pacing of the stream. I get to focus on my work when Mel is painting, and I can drop in when the process is done. Oh, thank you. Yeah, we're just about done here anyways. I just want to, I think I pretty much have everything done, minus his base, but just a wash and a dry brush on it. I'm gonna quickly go over this. Okay. I will bring him back on here. So we have our characters all done. Everybody is done. Ready to play. We finished our Griffin base. I really like the Griffin base for sure. Our dragon is all ready. Yeah, I'm happy with the way he turned out as well. Can do close up as well. This guy. This one I'm going to carefully touch because the sides are still a little bit wet. So unfortunately, I will not have time to wash just the base and dry brush base. That's all I have left once this is dry. And then maybe just some cleanup where actually, it's not even that bad. Just maybe like this one little spot where I got, that's not even that bad. So I'm going to wash it and dry brush that. And then I think everybody is done and ready to go. So we are all ready for our stream on Saturday. We can play with whatever character we would like. We can play whatever enemy. We can add the Griffin if we want. We can do whatever we want. I think they're all done. Wow, that was fun. Yes. So Go with the Flow says, would we do a white dry brush on the sand for the weathered effect look as well? Yes. So once this is dry, or I have to just run out somewhere, but when I come back, I will put a quick wash on it, and then I will use the strong tone wash, and then I'll do just a quick white dry brush, which will just pop any of the creases, any of the lines, and just make it kind of look weathered as well. So that's the only thing that I'm going to do off stream, and these guys are all ready. Then Rob will take these and he'll varnish them all so that the paint doesn't chip off. And I think, yeah, I'm just looking. I think I'm happy with the way they all turned out, actually. Yeah. Just taking a quick eye of them all. But yeah, I think they're all ready to go. I'm excited for you guys to see them actually in action in our next Euthia playthrough. All these keywords you mentioned are great. Thank you. Janice says, great job, Mel. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for being here and helping with decisions on what colors we should use, helping with the tips. Bob, thank you so much for helping with some dry brushing tips. I'm definitely going to try some different strategies on that. I'm excited to continue doing these paint streams for advice and tips from you guys as well on different things. We can paint some different minis from different types of games and see. Yeah, I don't know what we're going to do next. I'll have to look at the pile and the schedule. But yeah. Looking if there's any last questions or anything before I take off. I'll Go with the Flow says, I always refrain from painting minis because I thought it would be a pain to wash my hands. Oh, I do try to make it clean and tidy, but you can see as well, like I do put paint on me. It's fine. It comes off pretty easy with soap and water. It's all good. Yeah, so I think that's great. That's it for today. I want to first huge shout out to Tara and Adam for the super chats today. That was so sweet. Thank you so much. As well to all of the YouTube members and the Patreons for supporting the channel. We really appreciate you so much. Again, I don't know when the next paint stream will be. I'll talk to Rob. We'll look at the games that we have that need to be painted. We'll look at the schedule. Also, I guess let me know too if you guys liked this two-part where you kind of see the whole process, not just a few minis, or if you're okay just to see a few characters being painted. I assume the two-parters are probably better where you get to see the whole process in action. But let me know if you guys like that, because I can continue doing that where we paint through a whole game. Obviously, if there's not 40 minis or anything, because I'm not that fast. But yeah, so look out for the next paint stream whenever that is, and we will see you in the next stream. Thanks so much. Bye.